This is Merritt Crawford with the Just Because Buzz, Thread Tales number 2. This is a floss tube version, my version, and I want to welcome you back. This is exciting that I get to do another one, and thank you for watching, those of you that got to watch my first one, and your kind words. I really appreciate it. I do have one correction on my previous video. I misspoke about the crescent color threads. I said that they were now color and cotton, but that's not correct. They're classic Colorworks threads now. So Crescent Colors is now classic Colorworks. So I apologize for that, and I will try to edit that previous video, and I'm new at editing, so I'll see if I can get that corrected. If not, I'll put it in the comments that it's a correction. But again, thank you so much for joining me. I did get some things done in the last 2 weeks, so I'm excited to share those things with you. I do want to acknowledge some of the YouTube channels that I watch, the FlossTube channels, and I want to tell you some of the gals that I watch that I just really enjoy, and wanted to share those with you. And hopefully, again, I can learn how to link their channels to the comments below. So Pumpkin Hollow Quilt Olivia, she does beautiful cross stitch and quilting. Java Girl Stitches, she has beautiful cross stitch and she does really pretty finishes. Lost in Floss, I really enjoy that one. She has beautiful finishes too. Hollis Hands Create, crosshatch quilts. A new floss tuber, Celeste Creates, I enjoyed that. Nisi Lynn, she makes me smile, and beautiful finishes, and the Saltbox Stitcher. And I have others that I'll mention in other videos too, but those are some of the ones I enjoy and love to watch, plus the ones I mentioned in my first video. So I'm going to kind of go in the order like I did last time. I'm going to share one of my fully finished objects from past years, and this one was finished in 1991, and it is a bunny, two bunnies and their heart. I think this was a For the Love of Cross Stitch pattern. I'm not positive. I don't have the magazine anymore, I don't think, but this is one that I finished. It is a gray linen. I'm not sure what it was. I'm certain it was DMC threads and the called for threads. These were some of the colors that I really liked back then, and so this is this picture, and I can get it a little closer so you can see. Got a little boy bunny with his blue bow and a little girl bunny, and I just thought it was really sweet. It does have some specialty stitches. I see those lazy daisies down there, but that was a fun stitch. Alright, so I'm going to share some old projects that are ready for fully finishing. And the first one is going to be a Country Cottage Needleworks piece. And I don't have the chart, but this is the piece. And it's on a linen that's kind of sparkly. So again, I don't have a tag on this linen. A lot of my pieces still have their tags on them, so I could tell you what they are, but I don't know what this one is. It is kind of sparkly and shiny, and I tried looking it up, but I couldn't locate anything. And this is such a pretty little stitch. I really enjoyed it. So another one that's ready to be finished is a Lizzie Kate, and this is the pattern. It's called Celebrate, and I stitched mine on a navy blue piece of Aida. And I used DMC threads for this, the called for. I didn't change anything. I have an idea for finishing this one. I have some old barn wood from my grandparents' original homestead, and I think I'm going to try to mount it on that. Take about 3 pieces of the barnwood and connect them somehow, and then put this on that barnwood. So we'll see how successful I am, but that's my idea so far for it. And then the last piece I wanted to show you in this category is Beehive by Elizabeth's Designs. And this one did have some specialty stitches in it. And it's stitched on a 32 count natural linen. And let's see, the specialty stitches are in the hive itself, the satin stitch, and then the leaf stitch is used for the leaves. And I used DMC for this, the called for colors. Not sure how I'm going to finish it yet, but it was a fun little stitch, quick. So next, I wanted to share with you some fully finished projects that I made during the last 2 weeks. The first thing is one that I showed you last time. It was not fully finished. It just was ready to be. So this was the little butterflies, and I made a bookmark, and I had said that's probably what I would do. So I put a little backing on it, and then I used some polka dot ribbon that I had in my stash, and I did put some interfacing on the back side of my butterflies to make it a little bit stiffer. It was stitched on hard anger, so it was already kind of stiff, but the interfacing gave it a little more body, and then used a piece of just quilting cotton for the back. And I love how it turned out. I'm excited to have it finished. And then projects that are ready to be fully finished. This is the set of ornaments that I'm making, and I showed last week that I was planning on doing this. It's called the Noel Naturals, and it is from For the Love of Cross Stitch, and the year is January 1999, and so there's 11 of them, and I plan on fully finishing them all the same way. So they're ready to be fully finished, the 3 that I finished, but I'm going to save them till I'm done with all of them and finish them all in the same way. And they have finishing instructions in here that are very similar to some of the tutorials that I've watched. So I'm going to show you the ones that I've finished so far. And I just started at the top of the pattern where the charts are listed. So I finished the Juniper. I can get it a little closer. And then I finished the Bittersweet. And then I finished the Christmas Rose last night. So I thought that turned out really pretty. So I'm excited about those. And then I wanted to share with you my whips, what's going on with my whips. And so I did work on the Alphabet Treasures. If you remember seeing this last week, the date on this was 2000, so 20 years in the making plus. And so I worked on the V and the W, and so I added the beading on her hat, I added the button here, I added all the little flower beads and the bunny button, and then there's still a treasure I need to add here. And treasures are Mill Hill. They're little pretty little treasures, truly. They're like little flowers, or they could be a moon or a star. And so some of these treasures I still need to purchase. So I was just trying to finish with some of the things I knew I needed to already had, and I could finish it, finish that segment. And then on the V, this is like a rake, and this is all beaded. So I finished the rake. Excuse me, falling on me. And it still needs There's a like 3 more of these beaded flowers that have a treasure in the center, and then there's a sunflower at the top, I believe. So there's still a lot of work to be done even on these two to get them finished. And the whole piece, I can show you the whole piece again in case you didn't see it last time. Excuse me. So it's a heavy piece because of all the buttons and the beading, but it is really a fun piece. I've enjoyed it. And it was good to get it back out and work on it. All right, and then I also had told you about my bullseye quilt. So I'm going to shift a little bit. And it's sitting here. I flipped it around so you can see some more of the blocks. I did quilt on it a little bit. Decided just to do something very simple. I'm going to do a walking foot, and I'm just quilting straight lines because I already have circles, so there's already movement in that way. So I just decided to stitch straight lines through the center of the quilt, and then I'll decide what I'll do on the borders. But right now I've been doing some straight line stitching through the center of the quilt using the walking foot, and that's going fine. I can do a little bit at a time. Also, I don't have to worry about if I need to stop on it and take it off my domestic machine, that I can if I'm going to be stitching some other things. So it's going to be one of those that I just kind of stitch on it when I have time and when I can have a clean table, because it's a pretty big quilt, to spread it out. So I did work on it, a quilting work in progress. I have another quilting work in progress that's pretty big. It's one that my friend and I are doing together. We FaceTime every Friday or a Thursday maybe if one of us has a appointment or something. But lately it's been all Fridays, and we are working on the Farm Girl Vintage blocks. So if you're not familiar with that, Lori Holt has a Farm Girl Vintage book, and then she also has a Farm Girl Vintage 2 book. And we are kind of making one big quilt out of these blocks, and we're doing the 6.5 inch blocks, and then we're going to pull some from her Spelling Bee book as well, because we needed a few more blocks. And so we have been working on that. I also have a little bit of a twist in mind, in that I'm going to add the Farm Girl words that she had as part of her Happy Farm Girl, and I'm going to add those, and I'm going to add a Farm Girl in the middle. So right now I have right at 70. Sorry, I'm not very good at doing this. I have right at 70 blocks up on my design wall. Some of them have been embroidered, and then some of them still need the embroidery. But we have had the best time, and we FaceTime, and we giggle, and we laugh, and we sometimes have to rip out, and sometimes have to recut. But it's been such a joy, especially with me moving to a new place, and I don't know anybody, and I haven't been able to get out and meet people, and especially quilters or stitchers. And so that time on Friday is just really special to me, and I'm so thankful that she sets aside time in her schedule to do it with me, and it just means the world. And so that's kind of an update on what I've been doing. Outside of stitching, I've done a few other things like painting furniture or cooking some fun meals, but as far as the stitching, those are kind of my updates. I did get to go into a quilt shop that's one of my favorites. About a week ago, I was going to pick up my daughter in Kentucky, and I was driving through Indiana and stopped at one of my favorite quilt shops ever. It's called the Village Mercantile in Boonville, and it's just sits on the square. It's step back in time when you walk through the door, and it's just full of projects and fabric and notions, and it was just a joy to go in there. And I have a little bit of haul from there, so I can share that with you. So I found this cute little tape. It's a twill tape that you can use and on projects. I can imagine using it on like needle books or something like that, or even like the project bags. It would be cute on those. And then I just found some cute little pieces of fabric that I can use for mug rugs or just in different projects. This is a piece of Lori Holt, so it'll go in my Farm Girl Vintage stash, so I can use it there. I found a piece of grunge dot. I thought it was really pretty. Another piece that I'll probably put in my Farm Girl Vintage is just a little brown gingham by Bunny Hill, Moda. And then found a piece of fall fabric that was really pretty that I shared with my friend that's doing the Farm Girl with me. And just a cute little piece of green fabric. So just had fun there. Also found a couple of patterns, Feathered Friends, Summer, and this is by This and That. Just thought that was so cute. Really liked that pattern a lot. And then another pattern that was just really spoke to me, especially during this time. It's called Blackberry Backroads, and it's sewing day. And I cannot count my day complete till needle, thread, and fabric meet. So I really like that. That's a sweet stitch. It's embroidery and quilting, so that kind of combines the two. So I had a really fun time at Village Mercantile. It was fun to go back and get to be in that shop for a little while. And then let's see, the other thing, I've had a little bit of other haul. I found some pretty floral pieces at Hobby Lobby on sale that I'll use for finishing. I have some fall ones that I'll show you in the future that are ready to be finished, and I think these will look really pretty with those. So I found that. And then I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the wool that I've been using in these projects. I found a place called the Natural Fiber and Yarn Shop about 12 minutes from my house when I was looking for a source for local wool when I wanted to make these projects. And so I called, and the lady Cindy said, "Oh, come on by. I think I can help you out." And she has these wool bats that she can run through a needle felting machine. And this needle felting machine is huge. It has 800 needles to felt this wool bat. And so I was able to choose a color of a wool bat. So this is really thin now, but when I initially bought it, before we ran it through the machine, it was fluffy. And we took some roving, this is some wool roving, and we kind of shredded it a little, just kind of pulled the pieces off. And we added some of the wool roving to the wool bat. We kind of separated the wool bat that I had purchased and made 3 different pieces. And so this is the color that we used that you can see on the front here. This was the original color. Hopefully the lighting, you can see some of the variation in the colors. And then this is what we put on top of that one to get this. And then we also took another piece of the original and we added some of this to get some variation there so that I can cut my sunflower petals out of this. And oh, what a fun process. It was really, really, really fun, and just so many colors and so many options. And so I'm looking forward to going back this Thursday because I want to work on getting some wool ready for the classes that I'm going to teach with my eyeglass cases. So that was fun. That was such a treat, and that it was so close to my house. So I was really excited about that. It's in Grand Rapids, Ohio, which is just a cute, cute little town. Lots of fun antiques, which brings me to one of my hauls, which is over my shoulder, which I'm very excited about. This is a thread cabinet, and it has 4 drawers, and it's not a Coats & Clark, but I really like it a lot. It does have some of the old threads in it. I don't know if you can see it when I pull it out, but you can see some of the threads in there. And anyway, it was a fun find, and my parents gave it to me for this Christmas. We're Christmas in July shopping, and I got a thread cabinet, so I was really thrilled about that. it was just a fun piece to get, and that was exciting. On that same trip to Grand Rapids, I also found these button cards, and I don't really know the history of these. I think maybe they were salesman cards. Somebody might could tell me differently, but I just thought these were just kind of cool. And so the center buttons, look at those little cutouts with the hearts, and just some of the other buttons that I thought were unique and pretty. I like that little flower right there. I just thought that was kind of fun, and red is one of my favorite colors, so it was just cool that they were all there. They were still in their spot. And there's nothing on the back that tells me, you know, where it came from or anything. However, this one only had 2 buttons left on it, and the gentleman actually gave me this card for free because of that. But on the back of it, it says, glass, clear, and colored, established 1940 to 1953. Received in 1953. So I'm not sure about these. I thought they were really pretty glass buttons. And then the last card, it does have a missing one, but probably my favorite buttons on this one is that yellow one that kind of has like a quilt design in it. I thought that was kind of cool. And then I really liked these pink ones. The small one, and then I like the bottom ones. I just like their shape. Pretty cool. There's some tan ones up here that same shape. So that was just kind of fun. I just enjoyed that. Never seen those before. And then yesterday I had to run over to Joann to get a new bulb for my OttLite, and found these 2 magazines that a lot of people have been talking about, so I thought I'd pick them up and look at them. This is one of my favorites, so just hadn't received one of those in a while, so I thought I would just be able to get that and just enjoy it. So that's really my update today. I've enjoyed showing you what I've been working on. I'm excited to actually have some progress to show you, and this does seem to help. I've heard other people talk about the accountability of doing a video and making sure that you have something to show when you do your next video. So I've enjoyed today. I've enjoyed that I got to show you some things. As always, I want to leave you with something to encourage you by, or to uplift you. So this is a quote from Augustine that I found in a book that I've read by Anne Voskamp called Be the Gift. And it says, "You are to pay special attention to those who, by accidents of time or place or circumstances, are brought into closer connection with you." And I kind of feel like that's what the FlossTube community has been for me. They've just been such a blessing to me because of not being able to get out and meet people, and I've still been able to connect even though. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the near future.